So I want to take a look at some nice lighting next. So I want to see the render and the viewport at the same time. So I'm just going to come up here and split this, and then right click on this tab, go to not network view, come to viewers and scene view. Okay, and then we can take a look at what we're doing. I've got this saved there, so I'm going to set this. Let's see, delete this light. Okay, and then we've got our IPR going there. And then I'm going to drop in another light, so just a point light. So there's the tab, light. I think by default actually will just be a point light. You can see it's it just drops it out of the center there. Okay, and I'm going to move this over. Let's try and click this and get our tool, kind of move it over to the back. Let's see, something like that. So it's just kind of picking up the edges. Okay, oops, don't need to rotate it. In fact, it won't make any difference. Yeah, just drop it there, and then I'm gonna bump up the intensity a bit more. Okay, and then give it a bit of a color. See, so we could start, give it a bit of a blue, just a little bit, something like that. Okay, drop this down a bit. Cool. Let's drop another. Maybe I'll take a snapshot of that. Let me alt click and drag just to copy this over. Grab another one. So yeah, I've got this other one selected. I'm going to move it over this way. You can see I'm kind of picking up this edge here now. Okay, I'm going to drop that down. Bit further over, there we go. So you can see we're starting to get the whole kind of edge, picking up those edges. So that looks pretty good. Let's make it brighter still. 200. Cool, and just make this one white. It's nice to have different colors on your lights, have all different kinds of, so, a little bit subtle colors with your lights, and then colors within your, the actual medium as well, the smoke, gives you some nice depth, in my opinion, anyway. Cool, and then let's grab another one. So again, alt click and drag on this, and just kind of move it up. I'm gonna kind of drop it on top, so drag it over there. Something like that. Take another flip book of that. Another snapshot. Again, just to see, maybe raise it up a bit, and drop this intensity down, so that we've got, most of the stronger light coming from the back. Okay, and then what we can also do is use some area lights. Well, not area, sorry, kind of geometry lights, but use a sphere. Okay, so it's kind of like a ball. We can change the size, I think within here, yeah, area size. I'll make the ball bigger or smaller, and you can see that affects the brightness. I'm just going to leave it on the default of 1, and then I'm going to put that one off to the side, up here. Let me give myself some more space. Kind of over here. Something like that. Looks good. Make this super bright. There we go. So we're getting a kind of key light there. Okay, and again, give it some kind of little bit of color. 0.56 is good. There we go. Another snapshot of that. Pull it away a bit more. There we go. And then one more sphere. Let's see, and this one I'm going to drop down underneath, so trying to light up the bottom here. Let's get, yeah, we've got that snapshot. Play around, you know, we'll come back and play around with these values in a moment. Oh, that's a bit pretty far away. Let's see, well, first I'll drop the intensity and bring it a bit closer. Right, something like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these again and just kind of round off the values. Let's get a snapshot of that. So you can see what we're doing, you know, gradually building up. So kind of grabbing that outline, picking up some details from the top, from the right there, from the bottom, and then, yeah, like I said, I'll come in and, you know, we'll round off these values for the transform. So I'm going to push this to 11. This one, 6. About 6 is fine. And then minus, so let's go to minus 10. That looks good. And then, yeah, leave this one. The color is good there, and the brightness, okay. And this one, let's see. So that's affecting this part here. Brightness is good. Let's see for the transform. We'll just kind of again round them off. So it pushes up to 12. Set this to 1 and minus 10. Cool. And then this one. What's this one? This one's at the top. So there's kind of fill, you know, lighting up the top here, grabbing those parts at the top. So again, yeah, just white. And then for the transform, let's round these up. So I'll do it to 7 there, 17. And this just, oops, didn't mean to press that, just set that to 0, that's fine. Cool. And then the two spheres here. Let me just take a look at this color. Do I have any color there? No, I'll just leave that white actually. And then, yeah, for the two spheres. So this one in the top right. Let's do, yeah. Sorry, this one. Yeah, so let's do 22, 7.5. And I might move it back a bit. Minus 3. No, sorry. I'm just looking. Yeah, trying to. I might bring it forward a bit actually to pick up the lights here. So set that to 3 there. Great. And then this last sphere over here at the bottom. Let's set that to. Just going to set this to 0. Just going to pull it over this way. Minus, I'm going to push it down a bit more. Okay, and then maybe move it out that way a little bit. Just kind of picking up again, the same as this one above, picking up a bit more of the details there. Not so much, just do 1. Okay, that looks fine. And then, yeah, for the color, let's bring this 0.6 there, so it's a bit more kind of purpley. 0.7 maybe. There we go. Oh, that was the wrong one, I'm afraid. Let me see. Yeah, this one I want to bring down to 0.6. And then this one I'm going to leave at 1. See the difference there? So we've got a kind of purpley thing at the bottom, a bit more blue and white there. So we've got a nice kind of range of different colors going on there. So for the final render, let's just get rid of that. So I'll just do the one frame at a high you know, at a high resolution. So let's turn that off. Let me just stop this a moment and let's see. So the yeah, no, I do want to override user specified, and I'll do one on 1920, 1080, and so I'm going to push these up to 6. You might want to add some volume limits, or add some bounce lighting. This will substantially add to the time of the rendering, so I'm going to leave it off, but it's up to you. You can experiment with that. Obviously, you'll need to add your route, so where you want to render them out to. This will automatically pick up this name. Okay, so you're going to want to change that with the $OS, and then the HIP name will be your, you know, whatever your project file is, and then the frame range. So we've got 120 frames of simulation, so 120 there, and then that's good to go. So let's get 1 frame. Let's see, and leave the limit, set that to 6. Yeah, that should all be fine. Let's get 1 frame of high, you know, 1 nice frame rendered out, and then we'll leave that. There we go. So that's all done. Took about just under 20 minutes, so, you know, a good chunk of time, but you know, I'm sure you'll agree the results are really nice. We've got some really fine details here, little tiny bumps from the, you know, which is a result of the disturbance, and then that lighting kind of really helps to give us some depth and color and interest to this. So, you know, yeah, I definitely recommend rendering out the full sequence of this. You can do it obviously at a smaller resolution to get it going quicker, and you know, play around with the lighting and stuff yourself, and all the different types of velocity.